In this video, we're going to go over how to make a satin weave sample using paper strips. I have paper strips, 5 of each color, and they're 3/4 inch wide. And I also have a glue stick and scissors. That's what we need here. This is what I'm going for. This is much bigger than the one I'm going to be creating for this sample, but this is kind of what it will look like in the end. If you already did a different weave sample and you have extra pieces that are long enough for a 5x5 square, then you're welcome to use those. For me, I'm going to use these ones right here, and I have 5 of each like I mentioned before. I just want to review what a satin weave looks like. So it goes over 3, like it says over here, and then under 1, and then over 3, and each time I offset that. So I'm going to shift my pattern over 1 each time. So instead of going over 3, I'm going to do the under 1 first, and then over 3, under 1, over 3, except for it cuts off here, but there would be 3. And then I'm going to go over 1, under 1, over 3, under 1, over, and that would be 3, and I just keep offsetting, so I kind of have this diagonal line coming through. This is what makes a satin weave so shiny, is because we have this long thread that we see that just really shines and glosses. So let's get started. I'm going to have my weft color is going to go left to right, and my warp will go up and down, and I'm going to start by going over 3. So to go over 3, then I would glue 3 of these to the back. So I'm going to look at the back side of my blue or my pink here, and I am going to do that right over here, and I'll go over 3. So again, I'm looking at the back. It looks kind of like I'm doing under 3. It's really over 3. I'm just looking at the back. So I'm going to just glue 3 onto the back right here. When I glue, I'm only going to glue on 2 sides until I'm all the way finished. Just that way, if I make a mistake, I can go back and fix it a lot easier. So we'll flip this over in just a second and we'll see what that looks like. But I just did my over 3, and then I do under 1. I'll glue that right there. And then again, I would go over 3, but I'm going to run out of strands, so I'll just go over 1. But if I had more strands, I would go up to 3 there. Okay, so I have my first row done. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in my weft ones that go left to right. Again, I'm going to do over 3, under 1, but I'm going to offset it once. So I'll do my under 1 first, and then over 3, 1, 2, 3, and then under 1, just like that. And I'll go ahead and glue this in place. I'm just gluing on the top and on the left, so that way if I find out later I'm making a mistake, I can go ahead and fix it. Now I'm going to keep going. I'm going to offset it again, so I'm going to go over 1 and then under 1. And you can see that diagonal pattern is kind of starting there, so you can watch for that as you're going through. Gonna line this up there. And again, I'm going to go offset it. So I went over 1 there. Now I'm going to go over 2, under 1, and then I would go over up to 3 if I run out. You would probably do this a little bit neater and slower just to make sure you're doing it right. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to go with speed. Okay, now I'm going to go over 3 and under 1, just like that. And you can see that diagonal line continues on. From here, I am going to... Wow, that's kind of a messy glue job there. From here, I'm going to straighten everything up. Once it's laying nice and neat, I can go ahead and I can glue down my pieces on the far side. So like all these pink pieces right here, I could glue down, and I'm just going to do 1 stripe, and then I'll get them to lay neatly and glue those down. And then the same thing, anything that's on top here I can glue. And I'll flip the other side and do the same thing. I'll glue that guy down, and I'll glue all of these glues down. Uh-oh, there goes my light. Okay, here's my light again. Now that I have these all glued down, I am good to trim this, and I'm just going to trim the edge. Yours should hopefully look a little bit neater than mine. Mine's kind of a rush job because of the video. But you're going to trim those so they look really nice and neat, and you're done with your satin sample.